As a multimedia presenter, producer, director, writer, voiceover talent, and communications professional, today's guest has been one of Jamaica's most recognizable voices in entertainment media.
Even for myself, sometimes I'm very stubborn. And God has to show up for me like several times and be like, what you want me to come out of the sky and say, take this road? You know what I mean?
Yet, behind every interview, every production, and every achievement is a woman whose own story has been shaped by growth, motherhood, loss, resilience, and reinvention.
I actually was inspired by the story of Oprah Winfrey, who came from country, and where she, you understand? And here she is kind of really walking in her truth.
So grab your coffee or your shake, because here, wellness is brewed differently. This is Coffee and Shakes. Today's coffee partner is Moy Hall Estate Coffee. Debbie.
Hi, Pat.
Welcome to Coffee and Shakes.
Thank you.
A place where we believe wellness is brewed differently. So, as such, I have to ask you, what does the word wellness means to you when you hear it? Not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago, but today.
I wonder why she said not 5 years ago. Why? Because 5 years ago you were fighting with me.
Well, so why we forgot here? Which one? Up on top of the hill.
Yes, and there's video evidence as well out there.
I don't know what you see.
We can insert here.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
Shaggy said it wasn't me.
You didn't have me there lifting a tire up the hill, Pat?
Shaggy said it wasn't me.
Okay, well, again, production team insert video here.
I work now from a reach right here, so the working starts.
Lift those legs, Debbie. High knees. I want you to be left in the legs.
As for she said she want to be me now, man. I'm Mr. Patrice. I know what I have, I'm not confused. No, she want to be me in tabbies. I don't have 4 foot. What that shit?
Come to the burpees and then we do the squat.
My heart a defibrillator.
But Pat, thank you very much, first of all, for having me. I think I can say this much. You have been a very critical part of me realizing what wellness is. I can't forget that call that you made to me that day to tell me, Debbie, come talk to me. At that time, I didn't care about how I looked. I didn't actually care as well about what was happening inside of me. But I think because you were on your journey of, being a wonderful wellness instructor overall, because it wasn't just about the physical side, but you wanted us to also eat well, all of these things. So that introduction of wellness for me sparked something inside of me, even though I was not the most disciplined, I was not the most cooperative. I didn't like it. I don't like working out. I was the worst, and people were there like, Lord God, Patrice, move on from there, because I'm just serious, right? But you never know these things until it really, really strike home. And so you couldn't work out on my behalf.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Even though I was there and I was hard to deal with, I had to make certain steps of myself. And so even though we stopped our consistency, things like my health over a period of time started to really and truly come to the fore. And as women, as we know it, the older we get in life, the more things are going to come to the surface, right?
Girl,
yeah, man.
the minute I touch 40, I needed glasses.
Exactly. And I'm not even at 40 yet. But certain things are hormones, certain things are genetic, certain things are just our lifestyle, which kind of course, will compromise our wellness. So me working in production, coming home late at night, leaving early in the morning, working for the whole day, of course I'm not going to be well, Patrice. So I would have had to decide, okay, let me figure out what's happening with me. So when my energy started to deteriorate and my concentration, my memory, all of these things, when I called my doctor and he said to me, have you ever done an executive profile? Like, what is that? And he said to me, you have to do an executive blood work every single year. And I did my first one and it came back.
At what age was this?
This was in my 30s, my early 30s. I'm in my late 30s now, but this is my early 30s. And so when he started to show me particular things like, oh, Debbie, your prolactin levels are 2 times the amount it's supposed to be. And he started listing out particular symptoms. Are you having this particular thing? I say, yeah, but I thought this was okay and normal. And so that, in addition to me having to do an ultrasound one day, showed me that I was actually living with PCOS. So when the doctor started showing me these little things on my ovaries and said, oh, from the look of things, you have PCOS. And he as well started to tell me the things that, the symptoms. And I said to him, I just thought it was some hormonal stuff. I didn't have the language for it at that time. So I now had to make adjustments. And even me going to the gym consistently for one whole month, Patrice, every single day for hours, doing up an incline, going 5 miles and that kind of thing, shifted nothing at all because I was still eating poorly and I was still sleeping very, very, very bad. Like my sleep schedule was all over the place. So all of those factors are absolutely contributing to your overall wellness. All of those things have to be taken into account. And no matter how much you have a great trainer,
if
you don't
your
do the
mental
work,
is not there,
if
and
you
your
don't do
mental
the
is not
work,
right,
Patrice,
you're not doing
if you don't
anything
have
at
the
all.
discipline, right? So when people say to me, oh, Debbie, you look great now. What are you on? GLP-1? Where's the camera? This is like a Netflix episode. Where's the camera? Okay. This camera, am I looking at? Okay. I am not on GLP-1. Okay? All right.
Our eyes them pretty.
No, I had to
So-
declare it. It's my wellness for me right now, Patrice, is an entire lifestyle shift.
Change.
And it has been that way for more than a year.
Yeah.
But people are just now seeing hard work paying off.
Because of the transformation,
Because of the transformation
that has taken place
and
where
it has,
that is
if we're to be
concerned.
honest, it wasn't overnight, it was progressive. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you,
All
Patrice.
right. So, Debbie, before we get into our conversation, I didn't need to ask you coffee or shake because, I think I know you good enough
No,
to
yeah,
know that
yeah,
you
know
join
this.
me for a cup of coffee.
Of course, because if I come to your house, you're going to ask about the coffee business.
Exactly.
So, it's a constant thing for you.
All right. So, let us talk about, because our conversation today is going to be more wellness driven.
Right.
So, persons who are going through some of the challenges that you're going through in life, they can learn something from your lessons and then apply it to their life.
Yeah.
Cool. But before we get into that, persons need to know, who is Debbie Bisoon? So we know your voice. We recognize your voice from TV. Because if you're not on TV, you're on radio. You understand me? You're not on radio, you're on some sort of YouTube. So you're all over. Or you're MCing,
Which I love to do. I
that.
love doing it.
So for the persons who don't know Debbie Bisoon voice from radio, from television, from MCing, and for the persons who do know your voice but don't know the woman behind the voice, tell us, who's Debbie Bisoon?
Okay. So let me see if I can summarize this quickly, right? I'm a rural girl. There was a time when I'd be afraid to actually say I'm a rural girl because when I was just coming into the industry, I remember persons telling me, oh, don't tell people that you're from rural Jamaica because they won't take you serious. And I said to myself, but why? Because I actually was inspired by the story of Oprah Winfrey, who came from country. And where you understand? And here she is kind of really walking in her truth. And I also would love to be honest about my upbringing because I love a young girl who, watching, feeling like this could never be me one day, to hear that, my darling, if this girl come out of rural Jamaica and follow her dreams and she's here on another platform and I'm seeing her.
Anybody can do it.
So I'm a rural girl. And I am a mommy. I'm an entrepreneur and I love being a mommy. Mommy's another full-time job that I do. So you'll see me hosting events and that kind of thing, but I'm a mommy first, for sure. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a big dreamer. I have audacious aspirations and sometimes it really freaks me out. I'm an introvert. So people will say, oh, but you're there everywhere. But it's very, very hard to say that. Can I tell you though? Let me tell you why. Even when I was coming into the business of media, Patrice, I wanted to do radio. I had no intentions whatsoever to do TV because I wanted to just go about my business and nobody at all don't know me. Even though it still feels a little weird to go around and people looking at you, oh, you're Debbie Bisoon. Like, yeah, I am, and I have conversations with people when they stop me and ask me these questions. But sometimes, because I'm a kind of girl who I go to the supermarkets and I'm taking my time, I'm reading the labels, and I'm strolling
Debbie,
around. Yeah, here she, because she's been pressuring me, She's been pressuring me.
I had a warm time with Debbie.
I come a far away teacher. So, I'm doing that kind of thing. And as well, I love quiet time. I really like my quiet time, but I also love entertainment and I love music. I love a live event. I love reggae music. I love dancehall. You know, I love the expressions of the art. I love that kind of thing. I love agriculture. I love a good farm. You know, that kind of thing. I love sustainability. I love to utilize my talents for long-term projects, and that's the kind of person I am. Yeah.
Okay. So you want to tell the viewers, oh, you love beauty and makeup? Because guys, she did her own makeup. Please tell the viewers that.
Oh Lord, yes.
You look so pretty.
It's my playground. It's my playground, right? Makeup, and here I do my hair myself. When I tell people I do my hair myself, them shocked because they say, "You're crazy! Like, how do you do that?" I mean, it started out with a mother who did cosmetology before she did guidance counseling. Yes, and she had her own
okay, so
shop.
that now makes sense.
She had her own salon, and I learned how to, because she used to bleach. I was her model. She used to bleach my hair in the summertime, and then, of course, dye it back black to go back to school, that kind of thing. And she also had a nail tech working for her. So that's where I kind of picked up on the whole thing of nails. And I went to the beauty expos with them as a little girl, going around, you know, looking at how the ladies are doing their thing. And I learned how to do these things myself.
Nice.
And so, you know, I've gone ahead. I've gotten my certification overseas from V Beauty Pure to do nails, young nails in New York as well. So I do that kind of thing. People would say to me, why don't you open a salon? I'd love to.
But where would you
But
find
right
the time?
now, but right now I'm momming really hard, you know. So I'm trying to get that okay first before I take on anything else. And the production stuff is just occupying my time a lot.
Especially when you have clients like Patrice.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't. You know her too, because trust me, she's a handful. I don't know if you.
Especially
She can be a lot.
Yeah,
It's
especially just like give up and start crying.
It's hard.
Like, yeah.
It's hard
Anyway.
sometimes, but
I
hey,
know.
we don't complain about our clients. We just find solutions to work with them. So
I thank you. All right. So Debbie, what parts of Debbie bring the greatest joy?
Right now, when I get to finish something that I've started, I've been thrown by a couple of things, including grief. You know, handling the passing of my dad, still something that I've been living with and I haven't necessarily gotten over. You know, and there has been a number of other passings since then. And I think that's one thing that I know for sure is a weak point of mine that I'm going to have to definitely sit with a counselor. I've been trying to counsel myself and trying to be like, okay, Deb, this is what you're supposed to be doing. What would you tell yourself? What would you tell somebody else? You know, give yourself that advice. But that's not how you should do it, Patrice. In all truth. You have to sit with the professionals. Right here? Yes.
So Debbie, I like you bring up that.
I feel like you're singing me up right now, Patrice.
Yes,
okay, fine,
I do. So we are always the best advice keeper.
Givers.
Advice givers when it's not us. Because when I was dealing with my grief, Pat, you know, you have to take care of your mental.
That's what I'm telling you, Pat.
Which is that you're talking to, and you know, so.
That's what I tell you. I'm excellent at it. Listen. I was a counselor when I was at UWI on Preston Hall.
But I'm not hearing you saying that.
Right. I have gone ahead,
Exactly.
and I think as well a lot of counselors as well, if we're to be honest, have sat down and given great advice to people. But even counselors need counseling.
Thank you. Repeat that again. Repeat that again.
Even counselors need counseling.
Thank you.
You know, because there are certain parts of ourselves that we have to be able to be honest about. Right. And sometimes, you know, it takes us being vulnerable for us to find the parts of us that are unhealed. And that's the thing. I think I have a lot of things that I need to deal with properly so that I can really step into the next level of my life fully. I've been managing, I've been coping, you know, I've been championing all these things. I've been a strong girl. But that can only take us so far. True. You know, because then when the little triggers come around, you're going to have to deal with them. You know, the triggers come in all different forms and different characters because life will test you, you know. So I want to be able, and that's my honest knowledge. I want to be able to really get past a lot of these unresolved things that I'm carrying. Yeah.
How do you cope when life start lifing?
Girl, pray.
Okay.
I'm the kind of girl who I'm going to get down on my knees.
Praise the Lord.
And I'm going to bawl into my pillow. I'm going to have my Bible open with my consecrated olive oil. And I'm going to be weeping to the Lord because He has always been my strength, my compass, my healer. My father was a pastor. Grew up in
That I
church.
didn't know. Oh,
Yeah.
right. I didn't know
Grew up
that.
in church. I was a church girl. So all I did was to go to church and go home and then go school. Right? And go co-curricular activities, which was just, choir practice and debate and all of these things. But um, he was one of those persons who I knew for sure loved me just as I am.
Okay.
So I know that if anything at all happens, I have to just go back to the king.
God have you.
And then have patience to watch him work. Because as somebody who's always trying to solve issues, right? Sometimes you have to just plug out and allow God to do his thing.
Guys, she's not lying
So,
about this. She's
yeah,
not lying
man.
about this. I can tell you.
Yeah, man.
So, for those of you guys who don't know, Debbie's a very good friend of mine.
I don't know if I couldn't tell by this, but
You know, I don't know what you signed up for when you decided to be my friend, because I come with all my burdens. I'm a very, very, what you call one of those high maintenance friendships.
okay.
And one thing that Debbie loves say to me, like, when I call her, I'm very frustrated. A lot of times when I have ideas, I call,
Yeah.
I call you for advice and stuff like that. When I don't feel like I'm getting that solution, she'll be like, Pat, pray about it. Pray about it. And then whatever it is that comes after prayer, that's the route you go about. So I know she's not bluffing.
I'm not.
You understand me? This is who she is.
I'm not. And trust me, even for myself, sometimes I'm very stubborn. And God have to show up for me like several times and be like, what you want me to come out of the sky and say, take this road? You know what I mean? How many more indications am I going to give you? Say, you're not turn left. But you have to be very open about that. You have to be open and accepting that this is the way that God wants me to go. And sometimes you have to move in faith. When I decided to leave Clarendon to go and do language communication and a minor in entertainment at UE, I remember in my last year, my mother was crying because she's like, why are you going back there? At that time, my family didn't have no money. We were like literally broke. And she said to me, so where are you going? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you leaving the house? And I literally came back to Kingston with not a dime in my pocket. I just know, say, all right, fine. I'm on the orientation committee. I'm the counselor there. And I'm going to come back to Kingston and figure it out. By this time, I knew the situation that was happening with my family. So I started auditioning for jobs because I said, I'm not looking to go back to Clarendon. I'm looking to start working in my final year to pay my tuition and to take care of
that
myself.
pressure off the family.
Exactly. But I was hearing no response in return. I heard no yeses at all. I say, you know what? The Lord is going to show up in a mummy. And I literally moved in faith and came back to Kingston with not a red cent. And at this time I was there counseling other people with some different type of issues. And I would go into my room at the end of the day and go inside there, go ball.
As we strong persons
Go inside there, go
normally do.
ball, and sometimes even drink a little alcohol to get through.
Debbie.
Right? No, but it's true. It's true. You're there, Yui. See, you have access
you're
to
young,
all
you're
kind of
young.
things and you're young. And then, over time I started praying and I started believing because other kids you'd come to me and say to me, say, oh, wow, I took your advice and this happened. Wow, even my doctor right now, Orion Thomas, he was one person who was very, 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 unsure about what was going to happen with him and his desires to do medicine. At that time, he was a fresher coming in.
Oh.
And
nice.
I spoke to him.
Nice.
And Orion is one of the most successful doctors right now
I
in
love
Jamaica.
it. I
And
love
he's
it.
my doctor.
I wonder if you're getting doctor visit free.
No, I don't.
I made you.
No, but I tell you, sometimes he's like, Debbie, don't even bother. I'm like, no. I respect what you're doing, sir. I respect your profession. So, but I'm just saying, like, I had to release and let go and allow God to show up. And he did.
I love that.
He did. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about safe space. How important it is that you think it's for individuals to have safe space. Let's talk about that.
I think it's important to identify that. And I think you never will know because we here as human beings, we're very flawed people. And sometimes the intention is not necessarily to not be somebody's safe space, but it will ultimately prove that maybe you are not the safest space, right? But I always believe that if somebody is being vulnerable with you, if they're showing a side of themselves, if they're giving you information about themselves, you have to respect that and honor that, And it's actually a courtesy. It's actually, I find it a real blessing, really, if somebody can confide in you and tell you particular things about their life. Overall, though, I think we all need somewhere to go to. Or answers sometimes will come from human beings, but sometimes we have to, as always, check with God first. Like, I'm going to pray about it. But if you can send me some kind of tangible help, some kind of tangible word, then please do that. In fact, this morning, on my way here, I stopped. And a gentleman said to me, he stopped me, really, really weird. He said to me, do you believe in the universe? I said, yeah. He said, you believe that sometimes when you think about things or you say certain things, it comes? And I said, yeah. He said, don't think I'm coming on to you. But this morning I was watching you on TV and I said, wow, that lady is absolutely beautiful. I wish I can tell her one day. And he said to
and
me,
then he's now seeing
he says to me,
Oh
like,
my
I'm
God.
seeing you in front of me. He said to me, say, I don't know why, but maybe it's a reminder to you that whatever it is that you want out of life, just know that you can have a desire, you can say you want to, express it, and it will come right back to you. And I was like, sir, you wouldn't even know how much this is the word that I needed this morning.
Yes.
So thank you so much for that kind reminder. You know, so these things are, you know, it comes because of the fact that I, you know, sometimes don't feel the safest with everyone, anybody, and especially when you're in the public's eye, you have to be very careful because some people throw expectations on you.
Yep.
I'm a human being. I used to on TV, but trust me, not perfect. No parts of me not perfect.
We are human. At the end of the day, we're still humans.
Right? No matter how much we look at presidents and world leaders, they're human beings like us going through life in all different levels and different ways. And they make mistakes.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can acknowledge it, sometimes they can't acknowledge it. Right? But being able to find a space where you can come and speak, or you can, as I said, go to God and say, Lord, this piece of something where you make yourself, something wrong with it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Have some grace, have some love, help me to find my way. Or as we talk to each other and, you know, you're telling me about particular things, I'm going to say, boy, Pat,
Pray about
X,
it.
Y, and Z. And as you know, Pat, if it's a case where I can say, Pat, think about it from this perspective.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if it's like, and you have to also be open to hearing person say, maybe you
have
were
to be
the one
open
who
for
was
criticism.
not dealing with this the best
And
way.
a lot of persons aren't.
Are not
a lot,
open to that.
A lot of persons aren't.
Yeah. You have to be open to hearing that you were also at fault here in the equation.
You're right.
Yeah. So that's the thing as well. And I don't mind that. In fact, I will tell you, tell me exactly where I'm going wrong.
I don't want a yes man around me. I don't want a yes
Tell me
woman
where I'm
around
going
me.
wrong. Show me another perspective.
Yeah. Because that's how you learn and grow.
Exactly. Exactly.
When you decide to leave the comfort of home, mommy, come to Kingston, you know, for education, etc. Suppose you had failed. Have you ever thought about that?
What if I had failed?
Yeah.
So let
Have
me
failure
tell you.
ever crossed that mind of yours?
I felt like I was failing because I'm like, my God, I've gone to about 15 auditions and I've heard no yes. But the truth is that I did not have any kind of training in media. I was hosting events on campus because I love hosting events, you know. And when I saw September passing and nobody calling me back, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to volunteer my services. You know, like I'm going to learn that. Exactly. So instead of just saying, Lord, it's done. Like, in fact, this is the real test, Patrice. After I did, because my father used to bring me into Kingston to get these auditions done. I went to the 6th audition and my father said, he was ironing in the house one day and I messaged him, said, Daddy, you know, I hear about this next thing and I want to go and do the audition. And he said to me, Debs, why you keep on to go to these things and you not hear about the yes and stuff? And at that moment, having the person who has always believed in me,
have a hint of doubt now.
That's
supposed to lick your way, you know, like,
it
yo,
did.
not gonna work out.
But let me tell you why I knew it would work out. Because I say, you know what? If anybody else would have maybe chipped away at my hope, this is a real test. Will I stay the course for my personal growth or will I throw in the towel because this other human, if you start looking at my father now as another human in a film process of, he has to carry in Debbie again in a Kingston. Must spend money buy gas, must buy spend on toll.
So you started taking daddy out of the equation.
And look at him as a human being
Which
who's
is
having
fair
his own interpretation of life. And I said, you know what, Lord? This is how I know it's gonna happen. Because I have to stay the course of myself. Because he's gonna one day say, Debs, I'm happy you stayed the course.
And I'm sure he is. He's looking down on you right now, Mama, and he's every day smiling.
I feel his presence all the time, and trust me, no say he's a proud daddy looking on.
All right. So let's talk about motherhood.
Whew.
So I was one of.
Let me drink some. Hold on, my chicken. Let me drink a little something for this one.
Thank Moyle Estate Coffee.
No man, hold on.
So Debs,
Ah,
So I was one of those lucky persons
hi.
to be, in the know, the first know of when, the pregnancy results.
You want to tell them that I did all of my checks in your bathroom? About 4 different pregnancy tests inside Patrice's bathroom,
People
and
are
all
gonna
I
be
hear me
like,
do a scream one after the other.
And I'm wondering what the hell is going on.
I came there to exercise, and I literally stopped exercising. Well, first of all, Pat, I mean, to become a mother was a desire that I had, from a very early age, because I love children and I work well with children, But the complications of the hormonal imbalances, etc., I was told by a medical practitioner based on my mother's experience, and they told her she couldn't have any kids either. So she was on hormonal treatments for a very long time. If all of us were here, she would have had a total of 7 children. 3 of us are here. She lost her first child at 8 months. So she's always had a issue with hormones. And I was told by the medical doctor that my potential of having a child
They're very low.
very low. So when I saw that I was pregnant, I was actually expecting to have a miscarriage very early. I had no expectations, no real high hopes. And that's the reason why I even stopped exercising. You remember me saying I stopped
very
exercising?
early. You stopped very early.
I stopped because I don't want to compromise it,
Yeah.
right? My baby came a month early. He could not wait. He was walking out literally, right?
Such a sweet boy.
Literally.
Such a
He's
sweet
a
boy.
sweetheart. I named him Josiah because I read about the story of Josiah and how Josiah was a king in the Bible. And I also had we had a middle name Sire, which is also is a terminology that you give respect to somebody who is a crowned king, right, as well. So I was very intentional about those things. Over the past 9 years, my whole life has definitely changed.
It normally does when you become a mother.
When I tell you that parenting, motherhood has really humbled me, switched my perspective, given me a whole new energy, pulled me down, build me back up, like the whirlwind has been motherhood. And I don't think, this is one of the reasons why I started Moms Can Relate. And I think when I think about the projects I have that are still on pause, that's one of them. And the reason why is because while I was asking mothers to relate, I had to be figuring out my own journey as well. So I literally had to pause because at every level of motherhood is a different child.
It's a different challenge. It is, and you're learning as
learning
you
as I go along.
to navigate that challenge.
Because darling, no matter how much it is, I get the advice from somebody else. Trust and believe. The dynamics of my life is very different, and that's the thing with every mother. So I've had to be agile and adjusting to every level of him, and I've had to be very open. I've had to be a real champion in my efforts to ensure that I'm giving him opportunities for him to evolve and become all he can be. I've had to be very patient. I've had days where I've broken down. I had postnatal anxiety. I
know you had postpartum.
Yeah, postpartum anxiety as well. It was a postpartum anxiety is the right terminology, and it has just been one roller coaster ride. Roller coaster ride.
But it's a roller coaster we don't want to get
But I'm
off.
so grateful because sometimes when I watch him sleeping and I'm like, how did I get so lucky? Look at you, you're so cute, my God. And he loves his mother a lot. You know what I mean? And I just love him up because of that as well. Because I'm just very excited about what he will become. I'm excited about that.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So Debbie, you always MC some event. I don't talk. You're there everywhere. From time to time.
Everywhere, Patrice.
You're
So that, no, it's not everywhere.
All right, stop being humble.
No, but this is
You're award-winning. Do we need to start talk titles up in here?
Please don't.
Okay.
I can't take it.
Okay. So let's not go
I
there.
can't take it.
But you are what I deem a workaholic. You understand what I'm saying? And it's in the emceeing of live events, etc., where TV, where radio is, farm chicks, your entrepreneurship event companies it is that you have. How do you balance being a mother to a boy Cause you
To
know,
a boy.
Cause you know, boys take a little more
Judgment,
You
Patrice.
know, boys take a
Jesus
little
have
more growing
mercy.
than the girls. Them, you
When
know.
y'all got a girl,
Yeah.
all the content with is a lippy lady.
Yeah.
For a boy,
Yeah. It's a
you have Batman, you have
man.
Spider-Man,
Them a jump off of
you
this.
have
Them have to
Hercules.
try everything. Yes.
Listen to me.
So how do
Okay.
you balance everything as a mom
It's hard to say.
and as a career woman?
I'm very happy you asked that question, Patrice, because
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes you have this expectation that you're supposed to be balancing life. And
Mm-hmm.
then we all don't even know what balancing looks like.
Mm-hmm.
If you're supposed to ask somebody, okay, if I'm supposed to balance life, what does that actually look like? Nobody
Mm-hmm.
can really tell you what that looks like because everybody's dynamics is so different.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to find what I call a rhythm that works for you.
Okay.
You know, because when I was doing Farm Chicks, I had to put particular things, implement particular things concerning his drop off, his pickup, him going to, extracurricular activities. And I was leaving sometimes out of my house before the crack of dawn, to go particular parishes that don't even have no connection in some places, So I've had to find rhythms at certain points. I think this year, though, in particular, has been a year of slowing down a little bit for me. Like you say, I'm a workaholic.
I love that word.
But trust me, I've had no other option. Like I tell myself that Christ himself has slowed me down to focus on my wellness because I've given a lot of myself for many, many reasons, for different projects, collaborating with different people, hosting events on my own projects as well. And this year in particular, it's like God said, all right, honey, let's just slow down
Scale
for a
it
little
back.
bit on certain things, so that you can identify how you want to move forward. And so I've had to become very intentional about the things that I would say yes to and the things that I would say no to, So with that now, I've also been doing more concerning one-on-one time with my child.
Nice.
And I love that. I've been enjoying it, but sometimes I want to run for the hills as well, Like I'm like, save me, somebody please. So I've been finding my rhythm, and I think everybody just has to find the thing that works for them and be very empathetic, but graceful with yourself. That your story will not look like everybody else's story.
And do not live up to what social media is telling you that your story needs to be.
Yeah, man. Have a little grace with yourself, man. Because at the end of the day, you're seeing moments of people's lives on social media.
And that's it.
You're not
what it
seeing the behind the scenes story.
You're seeing the moments you're seeing are always the polished version.
Always.
Not what the real raw
No, because if me ever turn on
to get to the polished version looks like.
If me ever turn on my camera when things are smashed on the ground and things up on the wall, and trust me, you're probably not going to like it. You're going to think my life is chaotic. So I'm going to be there dressing up the moments for you. And then that's going to send your viewers in an uncomfortable position. No, you don't have no control over how somebody is feeling up. But the fact is that if I'm looking at your little moment and thinking, oh my God, she's so perfect. She have her life together and whatever. I'm going to be there starting to feel like, oh my God, I'm not okay. My life is not okay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So tell us about your PCOS journey.
Well, they now call it PMOS, right? Polyendocrine Metabolic Ovarian Syndrome, I believe it's called.
Which is something
they
that
newly introduced
a lot of us women
are living with. And it shows up very different for everybody. Very, very different. So I grew up seeing women with moustaches, like them have a, I grew up seeing my mother shaving sometime. I said, well, why you shave? Like, man. Hearing women talk about the inconsistencies with their menstrual cycles. Also, seeing women having hemorrhages. And, when I realized that I had PCOS, I started digging deeper. Okay, fine. I remember calling my mother same time and said, Mommy, you have PCOS? She said, yeah, but she's like talking about it like it's a nothing.
It's a norm. It's a norm.
Like me, I ever have it, but me not really and truly, whatever. So I said to her, but did you care to mention to us that, ladies, you may actually be, but again, they grew up in a different time.
Era.
They grew up in a different time. So they don't deal with things the very same way. And also, it really, again, show up different for all of us.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to start doing some digging. Okay, fine. Apart from it being genetics and hormonal, this handing down in terms of our family's lineage. Okay, so how does it show up for Debbie? All right, Debbie does have the irregular cycle. it not necessarily showing up for me with the beard, but I would have like one strand of hair that would come up, and I would just like, get rid of it or whatever, right? But more so, it would show up for me with how I felt. I was feeling tired. Sometimes, I'd be crying for no reason at all. Like, I feel very weird. Emotionally, I'm all over the place. One next minute, I'm excited and I'm well, and so, and I could actually track it. So, okay, fine, 2 weeks before my cycle came, I feel like I'm on top of the world. But a couple of days before it come, don't talk to me. The world is falling apart. Yeah, don't talk to me at all, And so because of that, now I started to say, all right, fine. The blood work came back and these things are high. These things are out of balance. So what do I now need to do? I realized that managing PCOS, PMOS for me had to do with what I was actually taking into my body, what I'm actually feeding my body. Okay, my insulin levels are high. What contributes to my insulin levels? All right, cool. You eat rice, rice breaks back down into the body as sugar. You eat dumpling, dumpling break back down in the body as sugar.
Complex carbs normally does.
Biscuits, it break back down in your body as sugar. You eat particular fruits, it break back down into the body as sugar, right? Okay, fine. Particular hormones, proteins, right? Chicken may not right now be the best source of protein for you. It's
a good protein.
It's good healthy, protein,
but it's not working for you.
It may not be working for you, Debbie. All right, cool. So you're gonna have to cut out chicken out of your diet. All right, cool. These things that are breaking down in the body back as sugar, cut them out. And so I did that very drastic step in the first year. It's been now 2 years since I've had a piece of meat, Patrice. I have to give up oxtail. I'm a lover of oxtail. Bad.
So you're pescatarian?
So I'm pescatarian currently. And I don't do rice still. And minimally, now I've started to reintroduce things like, all right, I like a piece of dumpling. I love a good fried dumpling. So 1 or 2 times I probably eat a fried dumpling. Yeah. But the majority of now what I eat is, as I said, pescatarian. So everything seafood. And
you do eggs?
Vegetable base.
You do eggs?
I do eggs in the mornings still. So those are the things that I enjoy.
Products?
No, I don't do dairy products at all.
So you find the things that works for you.
So I found the things that work for me, but that came from being very diligent and specific about what was happening in my body. Now, people will sit and they like it, they admire it, and they'll ask you, what are you doing? I don't mind sharing because I'm an open book, which is the reason why I say, guys, if I was using GLP-1, trust and believe, your girl would be like, guys, guess what I'm taking? And it's working.
But you're always on live on TikTok talking about your journey.
I've been very, very open.
What it is that you do.
Exactly. So if I was doing something else, and I'm not knocking anybody, if this works for you, then great. As I've always said, find the thing that works for you. Do that blood work and find the thing that works for you. Because my formula may not actually work for you. Maybe you need more chicken.
Yeah.
But Debbie right now can't manage no more chicken for a little while, so let me pass chicken. And maybe now, when I get to a stage my body is okay, I can start reintroducing particular things in the portion that works again for me. So that has been my journey really. And I've seen the change in my body. I used to get up in the morning times and I'd feel very, very dizzy. Not so much at all no more. Sometimes I'm up and about, like even today, Pat, I literally got 3 hours of sleep. And I'm feeling all right, More so with the coffee as well, with a little bit of caffeine. But it does help. And I've also now been taking a lot more vitamins that works for me. So my inositol, my D3K2, I believe it's called. Things like my magnesium citrate, my magnesium glycinate. Those things have been working for me as well. So you have to find the formulas that work. And I know sometimes people are afraid. Women are afraid.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women don't want to talk about these things that they're experiencing, so they experience it silently.
But you have to talk about it because that's how you learn, that's how you share.
Yes.
And we need to be a community to each other.
Yes, but I can tell you this much as well, Pat. Looking at how I think a lot of women have been coping, most women don't want to come out saying that they're having difficulty with their health usually because they're seen as fragile in the working place. Right?
Especially when they're in top executive jobs.
Especially when you're in that C-suite.
Yeah.
To tell people that, oh wow, I'm having forgetfulness, but my memory is just going. I'm short-term memory. Nobody wants to be seen as fragile, especially as a woman.
Because they don't know who's coming after your job.
And they will just sum it up to, oh, she's up on our period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You are in fact correct.
You understand? So a lot of women are going through these things and they're going through it silently. And you have to be able to be honest with what's happening with yourself first. Find those formulas and go to the doctor how many times that you want to go to until you get the thing that works for you. You know
Love
what I
it.
mean?
Love it. All right. So here on Coffee and Shakes, we have to play around with some coffee questions
Okay.
and some shake questions.
Go ahead, ma'am.
So, what's one conversation that has been brewing in your heart that you think more people need to hear?
Ooh, conversation. Okay. I think I heard this in another conversation about living the width of life while you're trying to live the length of life. And I'm
Tell
like,
me about that. That's, clock it. Tell me
the
about
width of life, meaning feeling fulfilled at the different stages of life. Because sometimes we do these things because we want to lengthen our lifetime, but we never know. Something is going to take us out.
True,
Something
true.
is going to take us
Not
out one
everything
day.
works for- yeah.
Exactly. But while I'm here, how am I living? What's the quality of life I have? Am I actually pursuing my goals? Am I really living well? Am I, compromising too much?
Is it a life you're happy
Is it a
with?
life I'm happy with?
Is it the example you want to set for your
Yes,
for your
exactly,
child
exactly.
and your other kids?
Exactly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what does the width of life really look like? And if I'm supposed to, be able to be on my bed in my time of transition, can I reflect and feel okay about it? I had that very pivotal moment last year, and not many people know this because I've not said this openly a lot, that I spent a whole night in the hospital last year because I was feeling some tightness in my chest, and because my father passed away from a double heart attack at home,
You thought you were
my
having
doctor
one
said to
too.
me, you're not going to stay at home, you're going to go to the hospital. And I stayed there overnight in the A&E department. And trust me, when I saw the different cases coming in, and the doctors, they're stringing me up and taking all kind of tests back to back to back. And there was a time when my family could not call because everybody gone to them bed, gone sleep. You know what I mean? I am there hours in the morning having
By
to
yourself.
be with the reality of, okay, Debs, this could actually turn out in a this could be a different thing. What are you looking back at? Like, can you honestly say that you've lived the width of your life in this moment?
I love that.
So that for me was very, very, very poignant.
I love that. What experience or season in your life shook you the most?
Whew. Grief. Grief
That's Daddy.
still. Daddy and some other key individuals who I've lost along the way. People like my former co-worker, RF Cooper, who me and him, they're on the radio 5 o'clock every evening. You know what I mean? And Riff and I, I'm a virgin. Like, people always say the dynamics, the synergy between you and RF, like unmatched, and having to be working while he was, he passed away, and still having to pick up the pieces and move on has been something that is really unresolved for me still. In addition to the other people who in my life, they've transitioned, and I think it's just coming to terms with that. It's been an ongoing process. Yeah.
You promised me say you're going to do the therapy,
I am. No. I absolutely
I'm
am.
going to be on you with
I
that.
am not gonna be the strong one at all. Yeah.
Okay. How do you fill your cup when it's empty?
Who, Patrice? We get
Girl.
them question there from though. Hold
Girl,
on.
you taught me well. You taught me well. Okay. We need to tell the
How do
people.
I fill my cup when it's empty? What a question. I remember the little girl in Clarendon that didn't have much but had a big dream. I go back to memory a lot, and I remind myself that Debs, the same God that took you from that level of nothingness to where you are now, and the same kind of fierce energy that you had going after the things, and even though you didn't know how it was going to turn out, baby girl is just a different scene. But you have to find the same kind of energy, the same kind of hunger, the same kind of desire. You have to be so unreasonable. Like, don't care if somebody's understanding you or they're not understanding your drive. You have to be unreasonably driven towards the things that you have inside of you wanting to come out, because they're yours to actually manifest. So whenever time I feel like, okay, Debs, this is it. Like, you can't go no further than here. I'm like, Remember, honey, just remember where it all started out.
You see?
Yeah. New gear.
When I tell people, I have to succeed in life, and people don't understand why,
Yeah.
this is the reason why, guys. You have friends who are ambitious. So you see, because your friends are very driven, very focused, very ambitious, you can't work this. because they will not allow
Yeah.
you to be worthless because
Yeah.
you're pouring into my cup from your cup.
You're
You
not going
understand
to
what I'm
ball
saying?
today. I'm tell her from now because the mascara don't have waterproof or nothing about Patrice White. You're not going to be ball inside your today.
No, but it's true.
Like, you have to say, listen to me.
No, I tell people, my friends, so like even with me, when I relocated, a lot of persons said to me, say, Pat, your transition process seems so easy in terms of immigration. You understand me? A lot of Jamaicans make it look like it's hard. I said, do not use my journey
No.
and compare to other person's journey. Why it was easy for me is because my friends are all successful.
Not only that, Pat, but you would have made certain
Yeah, so
preparations
exactly, and because of that, they make sure that I put certain things in place before. And when you think about immigration, people think that a lot of persons migrate because them want, them not have it, and them things that them are go foreign to make it in a life. If you get where I'm coming from. So because of that mindset, persons look at migration from a different focal angle. For me, when I sat down and I had the conversation with the girls to say, hey, for my career, I want to do this transition process. So the minute I had that conversation, they started putting in certain things in place. So then when I made that move now, I didn't have to go through the regular process as a person who would have those challenges. And one of the reasons why for me, as I say, because my friends pour into me positively.
And it's important.
And that is important.
It's very, very important to find your circle.
So let me ask you one more question before, because I know you have to go and pick up Sky.
Yes.
You understand me? If someone was listening to you right now and they need to change their life, but they don't know where to start, what's the first thing you would tell them to shake up about their life?
Oh, Lord. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's going to be pray first, Because you have to go back to the source. Because from the source will come the direction that you need. And then you have to also know that nobody can work on your behalf. Nobody at all can manifest on your behalf. And you can't get mad and angry at other people because you're not going after what you want. You can't curse the government. You can't curse the community leader. You can't curse your mother and your father. You can't curse your auntie. You cannot offload your desires and the lack of those manifestations on anybody else but yourself, which means that if it's incremental movements, one cocoa, full basket. So if you have a chip out, if you have to make a list, right? I always have a little book and I write down all my ambitions inside. Up to last night I was looking at it, right? And I've had this book from my very early stages in career. And I write down the things that I want to accomplish over a period of time. And I can't tell you, say I tick off all of them, Patrice, but tick off a couple of things. And I'm telling you that it has worked for me to be very honest about my journey and about what I need to do for me, right? So you have to begin somewhere. Everybody who we admire in life had a starting point. So don't feel like because you watch other people and you see them already, they're at a different level and you want to get there, you can't jump over steps. You have to trust process and learn to appreciate process because even a diamond came out of the roughest of situation until it started to sparkle. So you have to go through your process, grind, put on your blinders like a horse on a track. And also be grateful with all your accomplishments. So those things are very important.
I love that.
Yeah.
Debbie.
Honey love, you know I love you, Pat. You know I love you. You know I love you.
Thank you for taking
Only you alone can get me sit on your side now, right?
And you never did tell me no. The minute I say to you, Debbie, I need you on.
I know, because there's another dear friend of ours that has asked me to be on her show, and I've not been there yet.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Please make sure you go.
I am going to go though. Right.
I really thank you for, you're always supportive of everything it is that I do.
Oh, honey.
You understand me? And I thank you for that. And because of that, I want to ask you one more question because it's important.
Okay.
We're living in a world, and it's not a Jamaica thing, it's a society thing, where women are being pitched against each other. And I don't think people understand that. It doesn't matter if I'm in wellness, if I'm in media, if I'm in the little fried chicken place down the road and we have 10 of it. You understand what I'm saying? I keep telling persons, we don't need to be competing against each other. Because I think collaboration over competition carries you up far away. Cool? So when it comes to, the era that we're in, the economy that we're in, the environment we're in, that keeps pitching us against each other, what advice would you give to women who are now in that situation where, you're not going to make it, unless you turn against a person here or you compete with a person here? What advice would you give to women to stay true to who they are, where that is concerned?
That's very important. And if you are in that kind of scenario where, somebody's asking for you to not be yourself, it may not be the best environment for you. You may have to find your community somewhere else. Right?
So having the right community is important.
Having the right community is important because, again, like a child that mirrors its environment over time, you're going to assimilate behaviors, you're going to assimilate way of thinking. It's like almost like if we go to another country, we start assimilating a new language, we start assimilating, all kind of different ways of communicating, or we eat, etc. That's what happens when we are around particular people for a prolonged period of time, right? So it's very important that you know how it is that your space is serving you. If it's asking of you that you become something that you're not, you may have to make a very hard decision of giving it up. Like a relationship that gone bad, you're going to have to, grieve it, but at least know that you would have given yourself a better chance, But it's absolutely important, I feel, that women really and truly find the grace in their hearts for each other, because though our lives look very different, we come from different backgrounds, etc., 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 we all have common experiences, that makes us who we are as women. And if it's even only on those grounds alone, we have to find some kind of love and grace in our hearts. You understand? If I'm right now in the supermarket line, Patrice, and I see a mother inside there with her child in her hand, picking up things, I go and I ask the mother, do you want me to hold the child while you're picking up particular things? Because I know how hard it is to have a young child and trying to go about my day. If I'm in the line with her, she's not going to be behind me holding the baby while I'm in front of her. May I give her my space?
Because you have been there.
Because I've been there. If I see a more mature woman walking with her cane, I'm going to ask her, can I carry your bags for you, mommy? Because I understand. And we have to find a little way in our heart to just have a little, own nobody not, I get it, own nobody not at all. But it's a matter of having a little inch of humanity in you, woman to woman. It can't hurt. It can't hurt at all. Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie.
Love you. Proud of you. Go Pats. Go Pats.
Thank you, Debbie. Today's coffee partner is Moy Hall Estate Coffee.